Hey everyone, how you doing tonight? J Hood Creative here. Thank you for stopping in. Just thought I'd drop a quick video talking about some of the things I have in mind for my collection, comic books I'm going to go after in 2022. We'll talk a little bit about um, my strategy, uh, how kind of hardcore I'm going to go. Um, yeah, we'll just see how it goes. Um, Last minute notice, so not sure if I'll have any live viewers. If I do or do not, I thank you for watching. Uh, if you like this video, please hit like, leave a comment letting me know what you think of my selections. Let me know what you're looking for. I'm always looking for great comic books to chase down. So I'm as interested in your list as I am my own. But, hunting comics is just the process we all go through of finding what we're looking for, talking about what it is we want, what we look for in comics. It's all part of the charm of this hobby, in my personal opinion. So, without further ado, yeah, let's go. Let's talk about it. See if I can share this little screen here. Yeah, here we are. So I've kind of broken this down in a couple segments, I guess you call it. Architectural foam panels and columns. Thanks for joining us, man. I recognize your name from some other live streams. I'm not sure if you've ever been on my channel or not, but I appreciate seeing you here live. It's good to have somebody to talk to. So I've kind of broken this down to a couple segments. I'm most seriously an X-Men collector. I've got, for the most part, a solid run from about 108 through the end of the run. There are a few issues missing during the late 90s I need to go back and hunt down. And then I'm a little choppy between 97 and 106. I think I have 106. Um, yeah, cool, man. Um, so a little bit choppy, like I said, between 97 and 106. So, and then I have 3 issues of John Byrne run that I need to hunt down. So let's just talk through some of the X-Men goals here. And when I say goals, this list is, I don't expect to buy everything on this list for this year. This is like, chances are, if I'm buying a comic, if I'm spending serious money on anything, it's going to come from this list. There might be other things I pick up here or there that the price is right, I like the books, etc. I'll deviate from this a little bit. But as far as the X-Men goes, I need a copy of number 29. That's one of the issues with the Mimic. I just like that character. I picked up an issue of number 50, and I'm looking for a downgrade to that because I think the copy I bought, I happen to get better than I need, and with the prices the way things are, I am willing to part with the copy I have in order to sink that money into something I want more. I need issues 97 to 100, 202 to 206. In the Burn run, I need 110, 118, and 124. I would like to upgrade, I got these kind of out of order. I'd like to upgrade my number 58. The way prices are settling down right now, I think I can handle getting that this year. I need to upgrade to 108. I think the back of mine is water damaged. And I'd like to get an upgrade to my 129. That's probably the biggest book in my collection that I'm not real happy about the grade. It's a solid 5.0, I would say. Now, besides the X-Men, the biggest place I'll probably be chasing down books or looking for books, especially in the wild. Not so much eBay hunting and that kind of thing, but just keeping my eye out for it. Shows, whatever comes around to town, are going to be Avengers books. And particularly, I really want to nail down the John Byrne and the George Perez work during the 80s. That's 70s and 80s. That's seriously what I want to nail down. And then I also went ahead and listed here some of the issues that I need to go back even further than that, back to like number 69 and 70 that introduced Squadron Supreme. The Avengers Defenders War. I want to get all of those books, so some of those are listed here. But the majority of this whole big group of Avengers books is John Byrne and George Perez. George Perez, I think, starts like at 142, maybe the 151. I can't remember. That seems early. I think he was actually more into the 160s, but I don't know. My memory's bad, but they're on my list, so I can keep track of them. And then Captain Marvel number 26. I want to complete the Jim Starlin run of the Captain Marvel work, and that is the only issue I'm missing. Picked up 3 issues last year. Hope to land that one very soon. Let's see. Love the X-Men. If I can fill my early Claremont run, I'll be happy. It's doubtful I can afford anything but reader copies. Well, that's the thing about comics. You kind of establish what you're willing to live with, and just complete a run. For some people, they're perfectly happy with that. I'm not a guy that's going to chase down 9/8 by any means. I like to have nice looking copies. So generally, depending on the book, the era, if it's a Silver Age book, my kind of the lowest I like to have is a 4.0. I will buy something less expensive than that if it's a higher dollar book, or a lower grade than that if it's a higher dollar book. My sweet spot is in like the 6.0 to 9. I'm not that great at grading either, so I just like to have nice glossy flat books. I'll take one serious defect that really knocks a grade and live with it if the rest of the book's pretty nice. Let's see, back to the list. Daredevil 168, 173, 174. These also were carryovers from last year's list. I still need to land the 168. There's a lot of interest in Elektra right now, so I can see why that's a bit of a pricier book. I do want to get a newsstand just because I grew up on buying comics from the newsstand, so I'd rather see that than a Spider-Man face. Again, the Avengers Defenders War, I need issues 8 and 9 from the Defenders to finish that up. A few random issues of Brave and the Bold. 56 would have been the first appearance of Psycho Pirate. Issue 60 we're showing here is the second appearance of Teen Titans and first appearance of Donna Troy. I'm a Teen Titans fan from way back. I have this in one of my favorite comics ever. It was like coverless. I did rebuy a nicer copy, but it had a reprint of the story in it, and I just loved it as a kid, so I want to pick that one up. Again, a nice copy, probably a 6.0, something like that. Hulk 177, I've been collecting Warlock books. I got a 178 just recently, so I need the 177 to kind of go with that. Besides this, I need really the high dollar Warlock books from Thor and Fantastic Four, and then I also need the first issue from Power of the Warlock, and I think that will complete all the keys. So moving on from that, these top ones are just a few really lower dollar books, but everybody kind of collects their own way. So there are plenty of lower dollar books. The Avengers books I'll be going after. I'm not going to spend a mint on those. These adventure comics we got listed number 410 to 415. Just happen to have artwork from an artist I like named Bob Oxner from the Silver Age. I'd like to pick those up. I got these out of order a little bit too. Thor 136 it's kind of I think it's a minor key, but it has I believe a story where Jane Foster, if I'm right, gets some amount of power for a day, becomes a god for a day or something like that. I've seen the interiors of it on Instagram. I'm just interested in reading it. As long as the cover is attached and it's not significantly water damaged, warped, or spine rolled, I'm happy. Yep. Probably the minimum thing I look for, I need staples solid attached, no detachment, and then I tend not to go after anything with a lot of color breaks if I can help it. So I'll sacrifice corners and edges. Um, let's see. Okay, then Thor 168, 169. So if you can't get the first appearance, get the origin stories. So that's kind of what the logic there. Those two books are shooting up in value all the time, just like the Warlock books. So not quite to that level, but yeah, like the 168, the Galactus in the shorts cover. Um, it's a pretty pricey book. The Magic miniseries is great, and so the Titans mini, yeah. I own both. I just want to get nicer copies. The sets I have are well loved. Bought them off the shelf new, and there are some of the books I looked at quite a bit back in the day. Um, the Titans series is pure nostalgia. I think it's some of George Perez's best work. Of course, with his recent health announcement, his work has kind of come to everyone's mind, and so that's a case for this one. Magic, I think, has got some spec value, just because I think Magic is a strong character that Marvel may or may not take advantage of when they bring her into the MCU. If when, I should say. Going back to Fantastic Four 20, first appearance of Molecule Man. This is specking just real slightly on the fact that the rumors of the Marvel Cinematic Universe doing Secret War. I like Molecule Man. I like the Psycho Pirate in DC in the Crisis in Infinite Earths, and Molecule Man plays kind of a similar role in Secret War. Hey, Bub, thanks for joining, man. So this is kind of the back half of my list. Um, so yeah, Fantastic Four 20, Fantastic Four 46. I think the first appearance of Black Bolt is an issue I'd like to have. Number 65, first Ronan the Accuser, which kind of went up with the Captain Marvel movie. I think he'll be back, and I like it for the first appearance of the Supreme Intelligence myself. Number 129, the first appearance of Thundra, who's supposed to appear in the She-Hulk TV show. I don't know. I like the character. I like this cover a lot. I think I want to say that's Buscema. And like a lot of people my age, I'm really into this era of the Marvel Bronze Age. Just iconic work to be found there. Yeah, for sure. And both he and John Byrne have been artists that have kind of they kind of left my not frame of reference, but like I got distracted by everything else out there, and then all of a sudden I'm like, hey, remember those guys? And I go back and look at their work, and I'm like, there's more stuff there I need to go get. And then the last section here, okay, I almost said I don't expect to get any of these books listed under my grills this year, but if things go well, if things line up, I will probably do my best to hold out and not spend a couple hundred here, a couple hundred there. I'm always going to buy my, $10, $20, $30 books along through the year. But I really want to try and chase down the Giant Size X-Men 1 this year. I missed out on it. I was going to go for it this time last year, and the market blew up. The market's coming down now. And part of the reason why I really didn't abandon it last year, but just like let it go, is that it was going on too much of an upswing. I just needed to see, okay, where is this going to land? At that point, I thought, okay, the price on the values are going to double, and they did double and triple, and they're coming back down. They won't be as low as they were last year before the big boom, but I think I can get an affordable raw copy. I collect raw comics, so that's what I'll be going for. If I don't get it, I'm not going to be super disappointed. I just know how the market is. If I've heard rumors that Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness is going to introduce the X-Men to the MCU, and if that happens, the book will be probably out of reach anytime soon. So hedging my bets, I'll go for it. I need to sell an original piece of art to pay for it, and the stars align. I think I'll be able to go for it. Chris Barrett, good to see you. No gold. I'm not a huge Golden Age collector. I appreciate it. Um, there are just other things that I'd rather get. I'd rather live in the silver and bronze because I relate to those books a little bit more. I did get some Golden Age Captain Marvel books last year and was happy to get them. I would like to get into maybe a Golden Age Batman book at some point, but it's not a goal, not a target for this year. Thanks. This is something I just started doing the last few years. I keep a long list of books that I hunt for, just so that if I go to a show, I know kind of what holes are in my collection. I have a piece of paper instead of my phone. I can lose this piece of paper and not feel bad about it. I just have to come back home and print it again. But yeah, I don't. Until a couple of years ago, I'd never had a list of these are the ones I'm targeting. And what this list really isn't so much of these are books that I'm really targeting. It's these really are the ones I'm interested in. And I just kind of do this as an exercise to kind of document it and kind of it's good to stay on target with some of this stuff. If you end up with a few bucks and you're not sure kind of where you want to go with it, take a look at this list and helps you guide your way. Thanks for joining me, man. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the latecomers. Like I said, this was the back half of the list. Here is the front half, and feel free to go back and watch the rewind for details on that. But yeah, wanted to keep this short and sweet. So thanks for joining me. Remember, keep your priorities straight. Faith, family, comic books. We'll see you next time, guys.